And we turn now to the new Senate Majority Leader, Mitch McConnell. He joins us from Louisville. Mr. Leader, thank you so much for being with us on this first Sunday interview since you became the Majority Leader. You heard Prime Minister Netanyahu, you heard President Obama. What is your take on how all of this is shaking out?
Well, first, a little history. The president was against the sanctions that we passed overwhelmingly that brought the Iranians to the table. And in the last two State of the Union messages, he's threatened to veto additional sanctions. Clearly, the president does not want Congress involved in this issue. We have a couple of bills before the Senate now, one that would require any agreement, if reached, to come to the Senate. There are a number of Democrats who are sponsoring that. They seem not to want to vote on it, but there are a number of Democrats who are sponsoring it. Look, I think we need to, as the Prime Minister pointed out, know who we're dealing with here. The Iranians are fomenting trouble in Syria, in Lebanon, in Gaza, in Yemen, all over the Middle East. They're on the march. They have enhanced influence in Iraq. We can't ignore all of their other behavior in looking at the potential nuclear deal. What we do know about the deal is it looks like it will leave the infrastructure in place with one of the worst regimes in the world. The fact that the president doesn't seem to want Congress to participate in this underscores what a bad deal it is, because I think he's afraid that we might not approve it. So I'm very worried about it, and I hope that the president will not make the bad deal that we all anticipate he is going to make.
Well, if a deal is reached, will you insist that the Senate approve it as it would were it a treaty?
Yes. The chairman of the Foreign Relations Committee has a proposal that has at least 10 Democratic co-sponsors that would require the deal to come before Congress for approval. Now, the president's threatened to veto that. He doesn't want us to have any role to play in this, but I'm hoping we can get 67 senators to assert the historic role of the Senate and the Congress in looking at matters of this magnitude. Obviously, the president doesn't want us involved in this, but he's going to need us if he's going to lift any of the existing sanctions. And so I think he cannot work around Congress forever. I'm glad the Prime Minister came. We needed to hear from somebody to point out the problems with the deal that we anticipate will be made, and also to point out that you shouldn't ignore all Iran's other behavior unrelated to their nuclear program, fomenting revolution all over the Middle East. They have built IEDs that have killed and injured a number of our personnel. This is a very, very dangerous regime.